Hey guys, Sugar John coming at you with another Awaken Chaos Era video. Now, today's video, what we're going to be talking about is going to be, I'm going to do a little special one where I'm just going to upgrade some gear. What I'm going to try to do is I would like to go ahead and finish out this event and complete it. And I only kind of show you how many pieces of gear I'm going to start with, what charms I have, and we're just going to go through a list, see how far I can make it with just gear. And then we'll see what else I'm going to need and require to kind of get the rest of these points to finish out this entire thing. As you do see, I am remote right now, so the sound quality is going to be a little different. The visual quality, so to speak, it's also going to be a little different. As you can see the background. Currently, I usually do use a green screen, and I like it that way. But unfortunately, I am remote for the next 2 weeks for work. And the lighting is terrible. I'm going to try to play around with it, see if I can't move some stuff around to see if I can get that done correctly at least. At least the lighting looks better. And hopefully get back to streaming as well. I have spoken with the hotel manager, and they're working on switching me rooms, so that way I have Ethernet. So that way that'll help with like a direct line. Should help me with streaming and whatnot. But yeah, definitely stay tuned. Like I said, we're gonna kind of go through the whole process of I'm gonna do some gear upgrades. That way you can kind of see how I'm upgrading gear, what I'm thinking, what kind of gear I'm looking for, and what substats that I'm deleting. And that way that just gives you a good idea of like, you know, what to kind of look for on your own account. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pop into this event here, and let's just play with it a little bit. Let's see what I actually get, and let's just see. So if we go over here, I farmed a lot of gear. So as you can see here, if you look in the upper upper right hand corner of the video, you'll see that I'm at 2,882 capacity of 3,000. So I've done a lot of farming because I wanted to add as many pieces of gear to my account as I could. And that way, that gave me one, better odds for getting better gear, as well as two, it gave me a lot of extra materials that I could like filter out, so that way you guys could see the filtering out process, as well as so you guys can have a better idea like what it takes to 15 a piece of like go plus 15 on a piece of gear, or even like how much is required to finish out this event. Because I know I did a video and I did the math for you, but sometimes just seeing it in action will help you better understand like this is really what is required. So first and foremost, let's go ahead. Let's pick, you know what? Let's go with, I'm trying to think. Right now, my struggle is going to really be speed pieces of gear and champions specifically for Void Tower. So let's look at a champion that I could use more so for Void Tower than anything else. You know what? Let's look at Brand real quick. Let's see, where is he sitting right now as far as gear goes? So he's plus 12 gear. His stats are subpar. So his speed is not correct. His HP is decent. Focus is about where it could be at, where we're probably gonna run it at for now. That's not terrible. I'm not mad at that. But like I said, the speed is atrocious. So let's see if we can't potentially get some good pieces for Brand. And then we'll see who else we can get some good pieces for. So, okay, so let's diagnose what he's got going on. So it looks like I do have a Brand in a attack piece or attack set here, as well as a curse set. Not really ideal here. This attack set, it's not doing a whole lot. As you know, his A1 is the only thing that really does a whole lot of damage. That's 80% damage to an enemy. His A2, it counter attacks with 50%, which is kind of nice. But is it really going to inflict a whole lot of damage? Not really. Is the need to have the super high attack here? Not really. He really does very well with speed, HP, focus. So let's see if we can't get rid of these pieces of gear. So we have an HP piece of gear here. Okay, so there's plenty of room for improvement there. If we can just get defensive, focus, or speed on this. So let's see if we can't do a HP percent here and find a defensive piece. Right? We want a defensive substat. And maybe speed. Okay. You know what? Let's go one step further. Maybe we can avoid getting the speed boots here if we can get the right set here. So let's see if I have any Raider sets. Yep, Raider sets. And let's go HP percent. Okay, I have one. Unfortunately, this may not go well. Oh, okay, never mind. I have a couple. I just filtered the wrong substat. Okay, perfect. This could go well then. We have potential here. Okay. Now, do we have a defensive set or defensive substat on this that we can get? No, we don't. Do we have speed? Okay, we do. All right, now we're moving. Now we're cooking with butter. So let's see if we can find one of these that's worth rolling. Okay, this has got resistance, focus, speed. That's perfect. This has crit damage, speed, focus, precision. I'm not mad at it. I'm really not mad at that. That could be potentially very good. See, so now comes the battle of, do you weigh your resistance more than you weigh your essentially your focus and precision and crit damage. I feel like this one has better chances of rolling what we want. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna probably roll both of these, and then we're gonna roll them up to 3. So let's roll. Okay, there's two freebies. Now let's go ahead and let's start filtering through some of these pieces of gear. Now, these are rings. I'm not going to keep crit rate rings. I'm not going to keep attack rings, generally speaking, mainly because I'm more in-game. I'm only looking for crit damage, and my crit damage rings even are going to have crit rate for them to be worth it. Keep in mind, I am in-game, so that does not mean that you're going to do the same things. Other things to watch for is like these HP ones with crit rate, crit damage. Those aren't going to help you a tremendous amount. Because they're crit rate, crit damage, and that's what you're going to use as the substat for your main ring. Notice we are also adjusting our ring first on our brand. So I'll keep talking here as we go through these stats here, and that way you kind of have a better understanding. So this is a defensive, this is a warrior set, defense sub main stat, not going to be that impactful. We have an HP with attack percent and crit rate, not going to be helpful. We got a flat rate on a blue, it's instantly trash. Attack percent with HP resistance, this could be okay. That could be good for a bleed bleed ignite comp type deal. Crit damage with crit rate, ooh, that one we're gonna have to come back and roll. That one we have to come back and roll. It's got the stats that we want. Okay, again, attack percent with crit rate, not gonna be impactful on your account. Crit damage with another crit rate, we got 2 of them. Those are potentials, guys. That's to get excited about. This is flat stat. Can't keep it. Flat stat. HP with crit damage. Nope, we got crit damage. It's gonna be a waste, and that's because it's the two stats on these pieces of gear. So you got to really be picky on which ones you keep. You get a lot of these, so it's really easy to go ahead and just trash them and forget about it. Because you do want to make sure and utilize that you have at least the 2 stats that you really need, ideally, on these pieces of gear. Because you're really rolling the dice, and you could, instead of getting all 5 rolls like on a legendary, you could only get, just a couple of rolls. Because you are limited to the already unlocked stats. Okay, let's keep going. This one's good. It's got it's defense percent with HP percent and focus. That could be very, very good. And you don't always have to worry so much about your sets. The big sets, though, to worry about is if you're going to compare your sets to, like, impactful ones like attack and, like, assassin set. Those ones you do kind of want to pair up a little bit with your substats. But it's not the end of the world if you do neglect it. So let's roll this up to 9. Let's just see what happens. We got a little trigger happy on the clicking in hopes that this would roll correctly. This rolled speed, which is really good. Crit damage, that's kind of a lull, unfortunately. I would ideally like to see that go speed and focus. But I'm not mad at it. That's not a terrible piece of gear. And I'm willing to keep rolling that because that speed is going to help me not have to roll speed or not have to use a speed main boot. And that's definitely more impactful on my account than anything else. So once again here, we got HP percent, we got crit damage, we got an attack percent with crit damage. And it's just simple things like this that really make, they're hard choices to make. And yes, if you are new to the game, if you are a beginning player, do not do as I do, mainly because you can't afford this luxury. Notice I had over 2,000 pieces of gear, so I can afford this luxury because I know I have a lot of pieces that I need to get filtered, and that's okay. So I get to be lucky enough, fortunate enough that I get to be picky on what ones I'm going to keep and which ones I'm going to go ahead and discard. We're going to keep that one, even though it's precision and focus, there is potential there. This one, it's crit rate, crit damage. And unfortunately, crit rate just does not play a good role in the end game for people like myself. It has to be a crit damage ring with crit rate on it, honestly. It really does. Anything less than that, you're really pushing the envelope. Now we're into purples, and we're going to follow that same path on purples. You know, one purple and one useless stat we're just not going to use. In this case, if we get a ring with crit damage on it and a flat stat, that's instantly trash because you're already wasted one, a flat stat, and two, another stat on that set that's just not going to be useful to you. This one we're going to go ahead and trash. I know it's focus and precision, which aren't necessarily bad, but this is on a warrior set. This is one we're going to be a little bit set picky on. Right here, this would be, normally a lot of people would roll this and say this is great, it's got crit rate, crit damage, and health. You could get a lot of crit rate, you could still get a lot of crit damage. You could, but the amount that you're really flip-flopping there is not going to be worth it. The extra defense you're going to get, not worth it at all. Okay, so keep going. Crit rate. I'm hoping that you're kind of seeing a pattern here as I'm filtering through this, because it should hopefully help you understand a little bit more as to what you're doing. And then also leave questions down below. Like if you got questions, comments, concerns, definitely let me know. I do know that I'm going to be a little bit more stringent on my my cleansing than you guys probably will be. Like I said, that has a lot to do with I have the ability to know where I'm at to do this. And it's hard choices like these that are really hard. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, but there's been a couple pieces of gear that are like, should he really gotten rid of those? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these. But the other thing is like, you know, we're quite a bit of pieces of gear into this. So what I'm going to end up having to do is I think at some point in time, I'm going to have to just call it quits on recording all of it. And we'll come back and we'll show you how many pieces of gear I have left and where we're at on the event. Because yeah, this is going to take, I think this is going to take a little bit more time than I thought it was going to take, to be quite honest with you guys. And I've already committed to the idea of this video. So I'm going to roll with it. We're going to commit. We're going to hard commit to it. So we're going to get you results. That's for sure. All right. I will be right back because I don't want to keep this too awful long. Well, all right. We're back. Yeah, that took a little longer than I thought it was. As you can see, we did fix the background. The mic quality, there wasn't a whole lot I could do with that. I do apologize, guys. I do not really like to present terrible content. Or very mediocre content, so I do apologize. I'm gonna see if I can't make it a little bit better while we're out gallivanting for work and whatnot now. But needless to say, I told you, you know what, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna get results. We're gonna see how long it took, and I was going to hit that 12,000 mark. I was committed. Yeah, that took a while. So let's go look at first to show you what my my gear looks like right now. So if you were at the very beginning of the video, you did notice I think I was at like 2,800, 2,900 pieces of gear. Now, something to bear in mind is I was able to farm a little bit on my cell phone while I was on my job site today. Well, today actually, and so I did go up. I would say I think I maybe used 500 energy today, just like on a whim. So don't take this exact translation of the 2,800 to this number as the gospel on how many more pieces of gear I got, but I did get quite a bit more, and I did end up burning through. Honestly, I got sick and tired of filtering through for that gear cleanse. That was rough, and I did burn through some of these purple charms, and well, I'm gonna be farming this event. I want more gear charms because that was brutal. That whole rolling things up and filtering your gear without having any quality of life update to actually filter what substats you're using to upgrade gear. Brutal, absolutely brutal. Do not let your inventory get as bad as mine was. Don't get almost to max inventory. That was rough. As you can see here, I'm still close to max inventory. Like I'm halfway there, and I know I don't have that many pieces of good gear. Like I got to go through these. I got to start filtering these out. I think, you know what, like it's going to be like a love-hate project where we're just going to start daily filtering through. We're going to upgrade a few here, upgrade a few there, and yeah, we're just going to see what happens, I guess. Because it's rough, man. That was very, very rough. And making those hard calls kind of on the spot was not fun either, but I feel like if I can get this sorted down, get this to a lower number, maybe I can manage this a little better and come up with a better management system that'll that lead to another YouTube video talking about you know, a better way to manage your gear. I know a lot of people will lock it and then show or unshow, which is cool, but it's not really like, unless you're taking it to 12 and you do have no intentions of taking any higher or backfeeding and so on and so forth. I'm not a fan of that method. So, but I'm sure we'll figure out something that'll go a little bit better. But first off, let's go ahead. I showed you how many pieces of gear I have. I promised you the results. We got the results. We finished the event. It took a lot longer. I think I was actually feeding pieces of gear for about 4 hours after I stopped recording on that video. And that got me, well, all the way to here. Now, what did that get me stat-wise or gear-wise on my characters? Well, Brand got new stats. Not the greatest still. Not going to lie. I didn't have the gear. In my opinion, this is not a perfect in-game build. It's not terrible, but the focus is way too low. Almost 29,000 HP. It's pretty decent. I would like to see that more around 3,200. Defense is at 2,000. That's perfect in my opinion for a good support unit. Speed is 165. That is a little bit on the slow side. Really, like 190-ish would be ideal here. But the problem is I was trying to avoid as much as I could putting speed boots right here, because that really brings down your overall amount of overall speed or overall HP on your character. And I couldn't give these boots up. Like, look at these. These were one of the boots that I rolled all the way to 15. I did not do it. I was not recording when I did this. I was really bummed. This is my first quad roll. It rolled 3 times, and I just rolled it on a limb. I was like, it's got speed, defense, it's got a little bit of crit rate, it's got flat defense. Like, we'll roll it to like 9. We'll see what it does. And it, at 9, it rolled triple defense. And then at 12, it rolled defense. And I'm like, you know what? This is triple defense. HP boots on a Terra set. Let's just take it up to 15. Let's just see what we can get. And wouldn't you know, we got our first quad roll. That was really cool. I was really happy about that. That's basically where a lot of his defense came. And then also we got, some speed here, crit damage there. Was not going for crit rate. Ideally, he doesn't need it. Like, you know what I mean? I was trying to go for a speed set. That's where I try to get a lot of my gear. And as well as I did go for this Terra set, it just made sense. You wanted to have as much HP as possible. I would like to switch out this HP charm here and maybe get rid of the crit rate, do a little bit more speed here. Focus is also definitely a must-have. That A1 taunt is just, it's too... The A1 taunt with the attack down, like the utility is just, it's there. You need to use it. And this shield, I mean, that's why you gotta scale the HP. He literally lends himself to a super rare, super like elite support unit. So I was happy that we got his stats a little better. They could have been even more better, in my opinion. But for now, you know what? I'll take it. Like, I'm not gonna get upset about it. I did look at a few other characters. I needed to focus on Blackhorn. I did not end up getting to that task, unfortunately. But I did get a few pieces of gear here and there upgraded. Zatlux now is all on plus 15 gear. I think Antonua is currently wearing my Nathalia gear. Let me see. I'm almost 100% positive Antonua is wearing my Nathalia gear. Yep. And I did 15 this whole row down here. Now, only thing left is this chest piece here, and honestly, I may still try to go ahead and 15 this one. It's the only one left, and this gear is going to flip-flop between Antonua and Nathalia. It's kind of my better gear for curse set, and this is obviously for guild boss. Now, I was able to roll up some various pieces here and there. I honestly did, guys. I tried to focus more on, I chose one section and upgraded it, if that makes sense. So notice we have a few 15s here that are no longer on pieces, like on characters, because these were pieces of gear that I rolled up standalone. And some of these are halfway decent. You get this double crit rate, crit damage, HP, attack percent. That's pretty salty. Double HP, double crit rate with crit damage. Can't go wrong with that. This one was terrible, but it was almost to 15, so I just finished it out just for their points. As you can see here, some of the pieces of gear I rolled, not all are winners in my opinion, but some were much better than others. And I did cannibalize a lot of these pieces of gear, because if they rolled bad stats, I just got rid of them, guys. Like even this one, I'm really on the fence. I should get rid of this because it breaks my rule of thumb here, but it's got double roll crit rate, and I'm just not to the point where I can just sacrifice that all willy-nilly yet. But I did do a lot of different pieces of gear up. And honestly, what I did is I went in here and I just said, you know what? Let's focus on one weapon. Let's focus on one helm. Let's focus on one chest, and let's just utilize and filter all the gear pieces that I could. And that way, as I was rolling through, you know, weapon, helm, chest, feet, ring, amulet, I could see that I was running lower and lower and lower on my inventory. And that made me feel better about it because I knew I had so much inventory. But it's really hard to say I have all the inventory in this section. I have all the inventory in that section. So it was nice to go ahead and just pick off one by one by one and just kind of go substats that I wanted and upgrade those pieces of gear. Because what that lended to is I had more flexibility to actually sort through that gear. Even though it was monotonous, I almost fell asleep at least 3 or 4 times. That's why I didn't record this, and that's why this video is, well, this delayed me doing a daily post 2 days, quite honestly, because it's hard. I don't blame you guys. So if you're struggling to complete this event, I understand. I feel for you. I do. I get it. It's rough. I wish you the best. But as you saw there, I did do quite a few pieces of gear, and I honestly had to. I didn't really have much of a choice. Also, guys, you will notice we got a YouTube subscriber. That is because we do have a giveaway. Definitely go look at I have a quick, like 3-4 minute video. Go watch it. Get in the giveaway. I'm giving away 100 shards this week. I'm going to give them away this week. I'm going to give you until probably Saturday, Sunday to get in on the video. That's going to be required is subscribe. You do not have to like, do subscribe and leave a comment saying free. That comment and your subscribe is going to get pulled into a random comment generator. I'm going to record it. I'm going to throw up the results, make another video that'll tell you, okay, this is who's won. I'll try to contact you. And yeah, hopefully you respond so you can get your giveaway code. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. That was basically just showing you that, hey, you know, we were able to complete the event. We did have to make a lot of pieces of gear, though. Like I said, I upgraded. I made at least 5 15s. I completely redid brands. So that means every single one of these was a complete redo. So that was, what is this? At least 6 12s, 2 more 15s. So we're at like 7 or 8 15s this gear event. I would say probably 15 12s. And this is even taking some from 9 to 12. And this is starting at 0 all the way to 12. And some of that went from 0 up to 15. I think I had 2 of those, which really add up the points. But the reason why I wanted to say that is because I want you guys to be cognizant of it's okay if this takes you a long time. I'm a content creator. It just took me 2 days to do this. And then not because I didn't have the resources, just because the monotony of it all. You know, we need that quality of life update. I did speak with the developers, or well, not the developers, sorry, the publisher. Let them know they'd pass that along to the developers. Hopefully we get some more quality of life updates that'll make this upgrading gear a lot easier. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Go watch my last video. Make sure you comment on it. Make sure you get in on the giveaway. Don't miss out. Free 100 gems. And yeah, can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace.